Okay, thanks everybody. Wonderful trip today. Give the ladies an extra bucket of oats in their feed, okay? They're going to need their strength. Oh boy, that was a long trip, but it was sure a good one. Ah. Oh my. Ah, love that hot cocoa. Oh, hi. Didn't expect you. Let me get these glasses off. My good friend Ben Franklin made those for me. Oh my, I just finished a nice long ride with the ladies, the reindeer, and they're all in fine form and ready to go for the big season coming up here. You know, on the trip I was reminded of what a wonderful, wonderful work that I get to do in the world. I get to move through the world and touch lives with love, year after year, moment by moment. I can't imagine anything I'd rather do. And in the process, I've gathered so many wonderful stories. Some will make you cry from happy. Some will make you cry in empathy. They're all beautiful stories. I call it Santa's big bag of memories. And I'll tell you what, I just got in and I'm kind of hot and sweaty and dirty, and I'm going to go clean up a little bit, and with your permission I'd like to come back and offer you a story or two. So I'll tell you what, I'll be right back, okay? Bye-bye. Oh, that's better. I feel all freshened up and ready to go now. This is one of my favorite recollections from Santa's big bag of memories. The year was 2013, my last year as a mall Santa. I was in Central California in a kind of a poverty-stricken area. It was the beginning of Santa season. Many people don't realize how lonely Santa gets sitting there hour after hour, waiting for somebody to show up, to divulge their inner secrets, their Christmas wish list, their family struggles, their personal struggles. It's all part of Santa's world. I'd been sitting, mentally twiddling my thumbs, for at least a couple of hours as the occasional shopper strolled by, ignoring the jolly old man sitting in his red and white camo in the middle of the mall. Suddenly, I heard a soft, feminine voice. It caught my ear. She was speaking very familiar words in a hushed tone. I quietly arose from my throne to see who was talking and why they were speaking so softly. As I stood up and looked around, I saw, sitting just outside the low white plastic fence that marked the boundary of Santa's realm and set it aside from the world of the everyday, a middle-aged grandmother sat with her back to me. She was very intently speaking to her grandson, a young man of 7 or 8 years. I listened carefully as she intoned a very familiar poem. The young man's eyes were firmly fixed on his grandmother, to the exclusion of the rest of the world, as she spoke. Not wanting to break the silence or shatter the magic spell, I walked very quietly through Santa's realm until I was standing about 4 feet behind the grandmother. She had no idea I was there and continued to talk to the oblivious youngster. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight. Ah, if ever there was a theatrical cue, this was it. I'd been hiding quietly in plain sight only a few feet away. As I realized which poem she was quoting and the place she was at in the poem, my duty was clear. Putting on my very, very best Santa voice, I put my hands on my hips, thrust out my chest, and spoke loudly for the world to hear, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." At the first sound of my voice, the grandmother wheeled around in her chair and saw me. The young man followed suit, eyes wide and mouth agape. Neither had had any clue that they were being listened to, and especially no clue as to who was hearing them. It was the high point of my season, absolute perfect opportunity, absolute perfect timing, absolute perfect audience, absolute perfect delivery. I tear up every time I think about it or tell this story. I invited the young man and his grandmother to enter Santa's land, to come sit on my throne with me, and to tell me what they wanted for Christmas. I really don't remember what they asked for, and more than a decade later, it really doesn't matter, does it? But I'm willing to bet that neither of them ever forgot that experience. I know I never will. I love being Santa.